Okay, so this is both hilarious, ironic, and kind of confusing for me. But y'all, today I had meant to drop a tribute video for I-DLE's 7th year anniversary because as a day one Neverland, I wanted to make it known just how influential I-DLE has been for me personally as a group in the current K-pop landscape. I even had a thumbnail ready to go, but then I saw a tweet on Twitter that completely put the brakes on that original video, and now I have to talk about this topic instead because for some reason, there are still some Neverlands out there clowning it up with the delusion that Soojin is coming back to the group. Now, when I-DLE dropped this teaser for their upcoming 8th mini album, people looked at this coffin and somehow hyped themselves into thinking that Sujin was going to pop out and announce her re-entry into the group. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to figure out, when will this delusion end? It's been at least like 3 years since Soojin left the group back in 2021, so I'm just wondering, why are y'all still on this? Now, I'm not gonna get into the whole details for people who don't know, but long story short, Soojin was accused of school bullying back in 2021, and the whole situation just turned into one giant big ass mess with a lot of he said, she said storytelling that went on throughout the remainder of the year, with Sujin eventually just opting to leave altogether. Now, due to various circumstances, it was never definitively proven that Sujin did anything wrong, but it also wasn't proven that she was innocent either. So I have remained fully neutral on the matter since it happened, and it looks like that's where I will have to stay, because from what I gathered from Sujin's lawyer's final response on the matter, she had her own private investigation conducted, but unfortunately for her, these acts that she was accused of doing would likely have happened so long ago that any proof that could exonerate her would be long gone by now. So that pretty much means that Soojin is just left SOL, because if she is innocent, then she's virtually had her entire career derailed over some catty bullshit that she can never clear her name of. So when she left the group, obviously Neverlands were upset, with most of the blame being put on Cube, of course, because many people don't believe that they handled the situation very well, and honestly, that's just a topic for a different day. So let's just get back to the aftermath of the Soojin debacle. So for years since Soojin's departure, fans have convinced themselves that the remaining members of I-DLE have been dropping major hints and allusions to Soojin. People have literally been combing through their music videos since Tomboy, looking for small nods and references to Soojin. They've even picked out bits of lyrics that seem to reference her. And yeah, even though I admit that some of this evidence was compelling, and I get where a lot of the fandom delusion is coming from, but as someone who accepted Soojin's departure from the group back in 2021, it's been interesting to watch this collective fandom brain rot unfold in real time. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and try to make fun of you guys, but come on, be honest with yourselves here. Like, did y'all really think Soojin was coming back, or was all of this just for jokes? Now, obviously for some Nevies, this is all jest and good fun, and I admit that it's been fun looking at all of the fan theories about I-DLE's music videos, and which tiny details may or may not have been referencing Soojin. But for those of you who were serious, I got one question. Why? Tell me, when in the history of K-pop has a group member ever left under similar circumstances as Soojin's situation, and then just glided back into the group to pick up where they left off? Come on, tell me, I'll wait. Where is the precedent for that? When Soojin's news first came out, I remember thinking, oh shit, there is no way she's staying in the group now. Now, I had hoped that I would be wrong, but deep down, I just knew that there was no way she would still be there by the end of 2021, so I instantly accepted it and just kept it moving. The way the Korean public feels about people that they deem to be bullies is not the same way that us international fans think. So I don't know what planet these international Nevies were on when they thought that she would just bounce back from this and walk it off and come back to the group like it was all fun and games. Now, I get that we all like to joke that Soyeon is the real CEO of Cube, and to a large extent, she clearly has some serious pull with the higher ups, but did y'all really think that she'd somehow pull some strings that would magically reverse the public's opinion of Soojin? And I don't mean that to shade Sujin, because though I remain extremely neutral in regards to my opinion on the situation with her, I honestly still feel very bad for the woman. To think that there is a chance that she could be completely innocent, but there is no real way that she can ever prove it, is one of the most tragic things that's ever happened in K-pop, in my opinion. I couldn't imagine working my ass off to get to where I want to be with my career, only to have it all snatched away virtually overnight because someone made an anonymous accusation against me. That would truly suck. So I'm glad that her solo career is doing fairly well today, because even though Soojin will likely never be on the same level as a solo artist that she was when she was with I-DLE, it's still very nice to see her out here living her dreams against all odds. Which brings me to my next question. What makes y'all think that Soojin even wants to come back to the group? Now, I always have to preface many of my arguments with the same obvious disclaimer. I don't know Soojin personally, obviously, so I have no idea who she is as a person, but from what I've seen of her in behind-the-scenes content, she seems like a very soft-spoken and reserved woman. After the shitstorm of 2021 with all of the immense hate that she was getting from hundreds of thousands of people, if I were her, I would want my career to be as low-key as I could make it. And that's what she seems to be doing with her solo. Her solo work has been much more laid back and her promotions have been as well. I would not want to subject myself to that kind of scrutiny anymore if I were her. So how do we even know that Soojin wants that high-profile idol life anymore? Maybe she's perfectly happy with just making music for her core fandom and just leaving it at that. Why is it that some fans feel the need to take it upon themselves to infantilize and speak for these idols? We don't know what the hell Soojin wants regarding a potential group comeback, but what we do know is that the remaining members want to move on. If that wasn't already clear before, then it sure as hell was made even clearer with them deciding to release a special mini-album where they literally re-record all of their greatest hits by pretty much transferring all of Soojin's lines over to Shua. However, them rebranding by officially dropping the G from their name was a little strange for me personally, because I felt that it was unnecessary since their name was always pronounced as I-DLE without the G anyway, but whatever. I'm not their PR manager or their marketing director, so who am I to say? Then there was them releasing this poster with the asterisk at the bottom of the screen that is very strategically missing its sixth spoke. It was almost as if they were firmly trying to make it known to people at the back of the room that Soojin is never coming back. And I get that that sucks seeing a beloved member from your favorite group leave, but y'all, both parties have officially moved on. Soojin is officially and firmly established as a solo artist, and I-DLE have since made 5 group albums without her. So it might be time to finally let it go. With that being said, thank you guys for watching.